Hey, are you thinking about sizing up your mini split just to be safe? That might be a great idea, or it could be a costly mistake. Today I'm going to talk about why some oversizing mini splits is a great idea and why other times it is not, and how to know the difference before you spend your money oversizing your mini split. One of the most common things you'll hear when you research mini splits is never oversize your mini split. But the truth is a little more complicated than that. Yes, you can oversize the mini split, but whether it becomes a problem really just depends on how oversized it is and how the system operates. Before we get started, if you're looking for a mini split for your home, I've put links down in the description to mini splits I highly recommend for different room sizes. Whether you're cooling a bedroom or a garage or a workshop or a larger living space, you'll find my recommendations down below. The reason mini splits are different from traditional air conditioners is because most modern units have an inverter technology. Instead of simply turning on and off at full power, they can speed up and slow down based on the heating and cooling demand in that room. That means a 12,000 BTU mini split isn't necessarily producing 12,000 BTUs all the time. Most of the day, it's operating at a much lower capacity. This is why slightly oversized mini splits can often work perfectly fine. However, every mini split has a minimum capacity. The compressor can only slow down so much before it reaches the lowest operating speed. And this is where most people get a little tripped up. Let's say your room only needs about 4,000 BTUs of cooling. If your mini split can throttle down to 3,000 BTUs, you're in great shape. The system can run steadily and maintain comfort. But if the same mini split can only slow down to 8,000 BTUs, now it's producing more cooling than the room actually needs. The room reaches temperature quickly and the system shuts off. A few minutes later, turns back on, then back off again. This is called short cycling, and it's one of the biggest problems caused by oversizing equipment. Short cycling creates several issues. One of the biggest is humidity control. Mini splits remove moisture from the air while they're running. So if a system isn't running long enough, it can't remove as much humidity. The room may feel cool, but it'll still feel damp and sticky. In some cases, homeowners end up with a room that feels uncomfortable, even though the thermostat says everything is fine. Short cycling can also reduce efficiency. Every time the system starts and stops, it loses some of the advantages that make mini splits so energy efficient. Over time, all that cycling can also increase wear and tear on the components and potentially shorten the life expectancy of the system. Now, this doesn't mean every oversized mini split is a bad installation. If a load calculation suggests a room needs to be 9,000 BTUs and you install a 12,000 BTU unit, there's a good chance it will perform just fine, especially if the unit has a lower minimum capacity and can throttle down effectively. Where people get into trouble is when they assume bigger is always better. I've seen homeowners install systems that are far larger than what the room actually requires because they wanted to make sure that they had enough capacity. However, in reality, they paid more money up front and sometimes ended up with worse performance. If you're not sure what size mini split your room needs, I actually have another video where I walk through how to size a mini split and how to calculate the BTUs for your space. I'll link that video as well because proper sizing is the foundation for everything. The key takeaway is that sizing a mini split isn't just about looking at maximum BTU rating on the box. It's also about understanding how low that unit can operate. In many cases, the minimum capacity is just as important as the maximum capacity. A properly sized mini split that can match the room's demand will provide better comfort, better humidity, better control, and more efficiency than a system that's simply oversized. So can you calculate a mini split? Absolutely. Can you oversize it too much? Absolutely. The goal isn't to install the biggest mini split you can afford. The goal is to install a unit whose operating range matches the space you're trying to heat and cool. If you've installed a mini split, let me know in the comments what size you chose and how it's working. Did you go exactly with the load calculation or did you size up a little? I'd love to hear your experience, and if you're shopping for a mini split, don't forget to check out the links in the description below. I've got quite a few recommended based on room size to help you find the right fit. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.